Today I'm going to show you how you can automate your savings and investing with Fidelity. And I'm going to show you why I think you're probably using the wrong Fidelity Save feature. They actually have two that I found, and one is definitely much better than the other. Now, to find this feature, you go to Fidelity's website, Planning and Advice. You select My Goals. And so we have planning priorities here. We can select save for emergency, save for something else. Let's just say save for something else. Let's just say that we're trying to save for a car. I'm going to write down car. Let's say $20,000. If we put in 2032, it shows how much you have to save each month. But I don't really like this interface. Fidelity has a better one. Now, to find this hidden Fidelity savings feature, we actually have to search for it because I looked through multiple menus. I wasn't able to find it. So this is how I found it. I typed Fidelity Goal Booster. And you're taken to this website here. Now, the Fidelity Goal Booster is very similar, but it's a nicer interface and it has more features from what I can tell. We'll take the same example. Let's say for a car. We select car. We're going to select car. Let's say 20,000 also. And we don't have any money saved. And let's say we need it in 5 years. It has the drop-down time, which is nicer than the other one. It shows how much we have to save each month, and you hit next. Choose a savings priority, earn more, avoid risk. It gives us some investment options here. It's assuming the average market right now. We can change that. It'll adjust the returns. If we select below average, the expected returns go down. Let's just say average right now. We could select growth investing, for example. Now, the Fidelity Go account that they link it to, you don't have to invest in this. You can invest in something else. This is a fee-free robo investor. If you have under $25,000, there's no fee. If it's over $25,000, they charge a 0.35% fee, and you get one-on-one investment advice. I'm going to select a different option. So this is just recommendations. You don't have to select this as an option. Okay, now it's select your dashboard. Okay, and it says here, car, set, compare, dedicate, automate. As you can see, this has a little bit of a better interface than the other one. It's set it and forget it. But it also has something the other one doesn't have. It has a thing called Goal Defenders. Stay clear of temptation. So there's an option here where it will try to motivate you to stay on track so that you don't fall off the wagon and stop saving. The other one, as far as I know, doesn't have that. This one also has milestone alerts when you've reached certain goals. So it's to keep you motivated. Now let's select next. Now it says link to a Fidelity account. Now the next step says link to a Fidelity account, and it wants us to link to the Fidelity cash management account. Now by default, the cash management account is FDIC insured, which is currently paying a 1.84% annual percentage yield. But if you want a higher return, you can switch the core position to the Fidelity Government Money Market Fund, which pays a high 3.33% 7-day yield. Now this savings product, for whatever reason, wants to link to cash management account. You can't link to a brokerage account. So I've linked to this. Now we're going to hit link. Now we have the time goal left, 3 years, 11 months. I don't really use this account. I usually use the brokerage account. That's why I don't have much in here right now. I don't have much in here, so that makes this much easier for the goal. And so you can actually create a cash management account, another one, very easily for the purpose of goals. But to stick to the goal, you may want to link to an account that doesn't have much money in it. Otherwise, it's going to throw off the amount of the goal. So if I had $10,000 in here, it's going to basically drop this in half. So, okay, now this screen appears and it's wanting us to select an external bank account for transferring the funds. And that's fine if you've got an external bank, but it is possible to use Fidelity, a Fidelity brokerage account or another cash management account as your regular bank account, and then basically transfer from that account that has money in it. Let's say you've got a paycheck to the account that's empty for this car goal or savings goal. And so I was trying to do Fidelity, but I couldn't find a way to do it. But I looked this up on Reddit and I found a way. And there is a way to add a Fidelity brokerage account. If you've already got a Fidelity brokerage account and you want to link that on Fidelity's Reddit page, this is the official Reddit page, and I've seen multiple posts about this. It's sort of a hack, but if you want to add your Fidelity brokerage account or another CMA account and you can't do it through the interface, this hack allows you to do so. So you basically look up your Fidelity brokerage account number. They give you a number here that starts with 3990000. You basically replace that number with 7710. So you delete this, you take the rest of your account number, you put the 7710 in front of this, you use the regular Fidelity routing number. Now to add the Fidelity external bank account, we click here where it says add an external bank account not listed here. And then we select electronic funds transfer, myself. Don't select securely log into your bank. Select enter my own info. Then we select the Fidelity account that we'd like to link the bank to. This is the account where the car savings is going. So I've just called this car savings. You could call it whatever. And we select link a new bank account. I'm the owner and checking. And basically you just enter that info here that it showed in the form and it will automatically link the account. And it didn't even do the verification deposit. So it went through right away. Now, if we go back to the Goal Booster dashboard, you can see there's some options here, defenders. Now the defenders here, it gives you an option, talk yourself out of it. Select this option if you want a personal heart-to-heart if you try to withdraw money from this goal. So this is a sort of a motivator to keep you from pulling the money out early. And this one will say hide your goal from the dashboard. You can do that also. Now the money options that it gives you, other than that upsell for Fidelity Go, which you still have to sign up with, it doesn't allow you to buy from here. So we can do the transfers here, but the investments we have to do somewhere else. Now for the transfer options, I've just selected twice a week, but you can actually change this. You could do weekly and so on. You can change the amount. At least it needs to be at least $10. I'm just going to say $200 twice a month, and you can set the day. So we're going to do this one Monday. The money should probably be there by Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm going to do this one. It transfers, let's say on Monday. By Tuesday or Wednesday, the money would be there, and then by Thursday or Friday, we could actually buy the stock automatically. So now I don't think Fidelity charges overdraft fees. It just won't work if you don't have enough money in the account. But to avoid the issue, I usually like to stagger it a little bit. Now that we have the money transfer scheduled, we need to find something to invest in so that we can maximize the return. We're going to select trade here, recurring investment, stocks, ETFs, or mutual funds. And I'm going to select the car savings account. This is where the money is going to be coming from. And let's say we could do Vanguard S&P 500 is one. We could do the Vanguard Growth ETF is another, for example. And since we're doing $200, just for simplicity, let's just say $100 for each. So every couple weeks, it's going to be investing automatically. It's going to be investing $100 in the Vanguard S&P 500 and the Vanguard Growth ETF, VUG. And so we could select weekly. We're going to do every 2 weeks, just like the other one. And instead of Monday, let's just say Friday. And if the money's getting there Monday and it's settling on, let's say Wednesday, let's just say Friday. And you set the start date, and there's the preview. And we can cancel this at any time. Now, if we go back to planning and advice, if for example, you're like me and you have difficulty finding that Fidelity Goal Booster interface, you can go back to the My Goals under Planning and Advice, and we scroll down, and now you see that goal that we set. So I've saved 0% of the $20,000 goal, and you can add more goals. And when we click on it, it goes to the Fidelity Goal Booster dashboard. I'm going to try it again without Fidelity Goal Booster, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if this Fidelity Goal Booster interface comes up then. I'm going to load it up again using the regular non-Fidelity. Just out of curiosity, I deleted that Fidelity Goal Booster savings goal and I re-added it using the regular interface. If I had view details, you'll see it goes to a more boring interface. So definitely I would say bypass this interface and go search for Fidelity Goal Booster and use that interface because I think it's a little bit nicer. Anyways, thanks for watching this short video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And I have a referral deal, limited time, if anyone's interested. If you don't already have a Wealthfront Cash account, which is like a bank account, you can get a rate boost to 4.05% for 3 months. It gives actually both of us a rate boost for 3 months. So look for my link below for that.